We are continuing our look at inference questions for critical reading on the SAT. So we have another passage here. I'm not going to read it out loud. I would suggest just pause the video, skim over it, and then we can resume. Okay, so the question, line 20, or question 20, it says, lines 1 through 3 suggest which of the following concerning abolitionists in upstate New York before the Civil War. Okay, we know this is an inference question because we have that keyword suggest. Okay, so it means something that the passage doesn't directly state, but that we can imply, that we can figure out based upon the facts or the sentences or whatever it is that the author says in the passage. Okay, so now we're looking for something about abolitionists in upstate New York, and we're going to look at lines 1 through 3. So this has been a helpful question. They tell us exactly where we want to look. So let's look at this. Okay, what does it say about abolitionists in lines 1 through 3? It says, in the 19th century, abolitionists resorted to a number of different methods in the fight against slavery. And then, for example, such and such. Okay, so abolitionists are fighting against slavery and they're using different methods. Okay, which of these answer choices best fits? Travel to the South to help slaves escape? No. They were unconcerned with the legal freedom of the slaves? Well, no. They served as nurses and spies during the Civil War? Doesn't state that. Maybe they did, but it doesn't state it. They sought to end slavery through a variety of means. Well, that certainly fits, right? The passage tells us that they're trying to fight against slavery through a variety of means, and that's precisely what this means. Okay, so the answer would have to be D. Good. That wasn't too terribly difficult. Let's try the next one. It's question 26. Okay, so this one has to do with this passage about carnivorous sharks and their sensory organs. And again, I'm not going to read it. Take a minute, pause the video, skim over it. It's a lot of facts in there. Okay, now let's look at the question. The question says, the depiction of ichthyologists in the passage suggests that what? Okay, so where are we talking about ichthyologists, and what does it suggest about them? Let's see. It's near the bottom, the last sentence, right? Ichthyologists who study fish have had to design experiments carefully to determine how the different sensory systems operate. Okay, so it's suggesting they're working hard, they have to design careful experiments to learn these things about the sharks. Okay, so let's see which answer choice fits. They are unable to determine the extent to which sharks resemble other fish. Well, that doesn't fit. They fail because they do not take the shark's natural habitat into account. Well, that's a strong word, fail. It doesn't say that they failed. Okay, so avoid extremes. Let's try this one. C. They have made strides in understanding shark sensory systems. That certainly works. They've had to construct careful experiments to determine how they operate, so that certainly is possible. They have underestimated the sensitivity of sharks' sensory organs. No, it doesn't imply that. It just says that they have to make the experiments carefully. Different types of shark, should be sharks, right? Different types of shark have different sensory capabilities. Well, it doesn't imply that either. C has to be our answer. It's the only one that fits what they say about ichthyologists in that last sentence. Okay, good. Moving on. Let's do one more. Okay, so this is going to be question 30. Author's attitude towards the concept of evolution appears to be one of what? Okay, so let's look at this. Where is the passage? Right here. Okay, let's skim over this passage, and we're looking for something about the concept of evolution. How does the author feel about it? Among the multitude of species found on Earth, the gorilla is one of the most feared. Due largely to a number of Hollywood blockbusters, most notably King Kong, gorillas are viewed as massively powerful brutes with an appetite for destruction. Although they do possess considerable strength, gorillas are in fact amicable vegetarians who lead peaceful, playful lives. Furthermore, gorillas are our closest relatives, separated from us only by the relatively small evolutionary span of 10 million years. In the words of one researcher, when we look into a gorilla's eyes, the gap between ape and human vanishes, and we know that the gorilla still lives within us. Okay, so where does it say about evolution? Right here in the middle, or near the end, right? Gorillas are our closest relatives, separated from us by only the relatively small evolutionary span of 10 million years, okay? So with that statement, what's the author's opinion towards the concept of evolution? Let's see. Skeptical acceptance? Well, to be a skeptic means you don't really believe something. Well, that doesn't fit. Partial refutation. Now, for those of you that don't know what refutation means, it means to challenge something, to prove something wrong. So partially refuting something means to prove something partly wrong. Absolute certainty, veiled dislike, or general apathy. Hopefully we're all in agreement that the author seems pretty certain that evolution is true, I guess, right? That they're separated by only a small evolutionary span of 10 million years. So C would have to be our answer. Okay, that'll stop there for now, and we'll make another video with a few more problems.